Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a clean and simple card design that's not only perfect for mass production but also ideal for beginners. If you're just starting out your card making journey, this project is a great place to begin. All you need is a beautiful stamp set and some fun, vibrant colors. We'll be focusing solely on stamping today, creating both our focal point image and the sentiment with some eye catching inks. Before we dive in, I would really appreciate if you could take a moment to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. I'll be using the Be Happy stamp set by Simon's Stamp, which was part of one of their cut kits. I absolutely love this set. It gives off such a beautiful summery vibe. For today's card, I'll be creating a large floral focal point using the layering stamps included in the set. There are three layers, one for the petals, one for the leaves and stem, and the third for the flower centers. I'll be using my Ultinew stamp wheel today, which makes the stamping process so much more easier. I highly recommend using a stamping platform of any kind, especially if you're a beginner or working with layering stamps like we are for this card. While the design we are creating today works beautifully as a single layer card, where you could stamp the focal point image and your sentiment directly onto an A2 size card base, I decided to add a bit more color. So I will be using a green card base and stamping my floral image on a smaller white panel, which will leave a nice bold border around the edges. I'm absolutely in love with the Be Happy stamp set. It's a charming bee and floral themed set that's just perfect for this beautiful summer season. It's a wonderful way to embrace the buzz of creativity. Packed with adorable images and heartfelt sentiments, this set also includes beautifully detailed layering stamps that add vibrant dimensions to your projects. There are so many great sentiments included in this set, but my favorite is the one that I'll be using today. Believe in yourself and you can do it. I feel that's the absolute perfect sentiment and would go with any beautiful design. I started with the first layer of the floral image, which is the petals. These layering stamps are quite easy to use. Each layer is clearly numbered, making alignment so super simple. For the petals, I used a lovely mix of colors. I began with punch from the positively saturated inks and then added sangria to the center of the petals. I used a blending brush to softly blend the edges, creating a smooth gradient from deep pink to light. The result is a beautiful ombre effect that really brings the petals to life. Once I was happy with the colors on my petals, I moved on to the second layer, which is the stem and the leaves. I started with Perfection ink, a soft light green shade, and used it to cover the entire image. Well, I was really happy and satisfied with the coloring. I stamped this twice. Then I bought in a darker shade called Field and dabbed it randomly over the stamp for added depth. Unlike the petals, I didn't blend the edges this time. I actually liked the crisp contrast of the darker green on the leaves, which added a nice texture and detail. Note that after every stamping, I am cleaning my stamps. Next, I moved on to the third layer, the flower centers. I stamped this area twice using Zest, a vibrant yellow, to build up the color. Then, to add a bit of textured, grainy effect, I lightly tapped on some terracotta ink, which is a beautiful, well, orangish or brown color. I love this color and it absolutely added a lot of dimensional look to my flower center. And that's it, a simple, clean floral focal point created with vibrant, beautiful colors. Because all the stamping is already done, this design is perfect for mass production. You can easily recreate it in a variety of color combinations. Keep the same greens for the stems and leaves and experiment with different bold shades for your petals and flower centers to give each card a unique feel. Now it's time to stamp our sentiment. I chose the phrase believe in yourself and you can do it and stamped it using a crisp black ink. In this case, I'm using my Versafine Onyx Black ink. When stamping sentiments, I like to use my grid transparency sheet to help ensure everything is straight and well aligned on the card front. One of the best things about using a stamp platform is the ability to double stamp if needed. Since the panel stays securely in place, especially since we are using a stamp wheel, our panel is stuck to the ultra sticky mat. You never have to worry about it shifting. Well, I'm already loving how beautiful this card front looks. At this point, the card could easily be considered complete. We have our vibrant floral focal point and a meaningful sentiment all set. All that's left is to adhere this panel onto our green card base. However, I wanted to add just a little something extra to this design. So I grabbed my stamp set again and decided to stamp a couple of those adorable honeybees buzzing around the flowers. I used the same VersaFine Onyx Black ink and stamped one honeybee on each side of the floral arrangement. I chose to leave them uncovered, which still adds a nice touch of depth and interest to the card without overwhelming the focal image. Of course, you could take it a step further by stamping the bees on a scrap piece of white cardstock, coloring and fussy cutting them, and then popping them onto the card front. But since I wanted to keep this project focused entirely on stamping, I opted to stamp the bees directly onto the card panel instead of using die cuts or embellishments. Since I mentioned wanting the honeybees to appear as if they were buzzing around the flowers, of course, I had to add a little trail behind them. You could use black gel pen to draw simple dotted lines by hand, but at that moment I wasn't feeling very confident enough to freehand it. Instead, I reached out for another stamp set called Pixie Dust, which includes some beautiful trail designs. I used those to stamp a trail beneath each of those honeybees. With the trails in place, the card front was complete. I really loved the clean and simple look of the design, so I chose not to add any splatters, sparkle, bling, or embellishments. Well, which is so not my style, but I'm absolutely loving how this turned out. Once my card front was done, I finally adhered the finished panel to my green side folded card base. I absolutely love how this card turned out. It's a very clean and simple design that's not only easy to replicate but also perfect for mass producing in a variety of bright and vibrant colors. It's also a very beginner friendly project. So if you're new to my channel or just getting started with card making, I highly encourage you to try something similar. Simply stamp a bold focal point image and a sentiment directly onto your card base using some fun, vibrant inks. It's a great way to get started. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video and found a little inspiration along the way. All the supplies that I used for today's video will be found linked in the description box below. Please note that all of these links are affiliate links, which means that if you shop using one of my links, I get a small commission at no cost to you guys. Thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, stay safe.